All right, today we are digging into a huge topic for any leader out there: succession planning. And look, this isn't about planning your retirement party. It's about a fundamental shift. A shift from being the highest paid employee in your own business to building a durable, saleable asset. It's about making a platform that can live and breathe without you. Let's just start with a really hard truth right here. This quote, it just cuts right to the chase. If your entire business hinges on your personal ability to get a deal over the finish line, you haven't built a business. You've built yourself a very demanding, high-paying job. And that's a golden cage. And that cage, it has a cost. We call it the fragility tax. This is the hidden fee your business pays every single day because it relies on you. Every time a deal stalls waiting for your signature or a client refuses to talk to anyone else, you're paying that tax. And it's a brutal one. It guarantees your eventual burnout, and it absolutely crushes the potential value of your firm. So let's really unpack this idea. We call it the irreplaceable leader's cage. You know, it feels great to be the hero, right? To be the only one who can solve the problem. But that feeling is a trap. It's what's stopping you from building something that's truly bigger than yourself. Here's what that cage actually costs you. First, you are a massive single point of failure. I mean, think about it. If you get the flu for 2 weeks, does your revenue just stop? That's a huge problem. Second, it's a one-way ticket to burnout. You can't keep that pace up forever. And maybe most importantly, it absolutely tanks your valuation. An investor sees that the business is worthless without you, which kills your cap rate. You're basically a hamster on a wheel, not the owner of an asset. So how do we escape? Well, it requires a total shift in your mindset, in your entire framework for operating. This is not about working harder. Not at all. It's about working smarter. It's about moving from being the hero to building a system. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. I mean, look at the contrast. On the left, that's the world of manual labor. It's fragile, it's all about your personality, and it leads straight to burnout and a low valuation. But on the right, that's the goal. A system that's durable, process-driven, and institutional. That's what gets you a premium valuation and actually leverages the talent you've hired. So you've got to ask yourself, which one are you actually building right now? Okay, this brings us to a concept that might sound a little weird at first. The goal is to make yourself replaceable. Now, that doesn't mean irrelevant, not at all. It means your business is so well built with such a strong bench of talent that the key operations can run flawlessly even if you're on a beach for a month. That right there is the ultimate sign of a real institutional platform. All right, so how do we actually start doing this? It sounds good in theory, but where's the first step? Well, it starts with something we call the key person risk audit. This is your roadmap. It's how you systematically find and eliminate all the places where you are the bottleneck. And it's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First, you're going to make a list of everything, and I mean everything, that requires your personal sign-off. Be brutally honest. Second, you're going to look at your team and pick out your top 3 potential leaders. Who's got that spark? And third, for each one of them, you need to define the one skill they need to master to take one of those critical tasks completely off your plate. Now, once you've done this audit, you can't just let it sit in a notebook. You have to bring it to life. You need a real living document that turns this plan from an idea into a reality. And for that, we use an artifact. This is it, the Contingency Leadership Map. It looks simple, but it is so powerful. You list a critical function, you name who owns it now, but here's where the magic is. You have to name a backup. And even more critical, you have to write down the exact decisions you are delegating to them. It forces you to actually let go and build your bench. So to put this into action, it's simple. List the functions, assign the backup person, and delegate the boundaries. This isn't just filling out a spreadsheet, okay? This is a strategic act. It's you consciously choosing to build a durable company instead of just a big job for yourself. All right, I'm going to switch gears for a second. We're going to put on the captain's hat here. This is where we get really firm with high expectations. We've gone through the how. Now let's challenge ourselves on the why. Let's just get brutally honest. Succession is the ultimate proof of your leadership. It's the final exam. Because if your firm grinds to a halt the second you stop pushing, then you haven't built an asset. You've built a fragile ego trip, a monument to yourself that will crumble the minute you walk away. So, with that in mind, here's your first high-stakes question, the absence test. If you were completely off the grid for 90 days, no phone, no email, what would happen to your revenue? Would the machine keep running, or would it just seize up? You have to be honest with yourself here. Second question, the autonomy check. And this one can sting a little. Have you truly delegated real decision-making power? Or are you secretly holding on to it because your ego likes or even needs to feel indispensable? Is your need to be the hero getting in the way? And finally, question number 3, the asset validation. This brings it all back to the money. Does your firm have the structure, the bench, the durability to be worth a premium price to a buyer? Or is your big income just a temporary illusion that depends entirely on your personal hustle day in and day out? The answers to those questions will tell you everything you need to know. The path forward from here is clear. It all comes down to this simple, powerful mandate for any real leader who wants to build something that truly lasts. Build the bench, delegate the authority, and protect the platform.